The galaxy was calm that night, or at least it looked calm from the outside. Stars burned in silence, planets moved in their orbits, and space seemed empty. But deep inside the quiet darkness, something waited. Something old. Something dangerous. And something that humans were never meant to see. Commander Rian Hale stood on the bridge of the exploration ship, Horizon's Echo. He was calm, serious, and always careful. He believed the universe hid many secrets, but he never expected a secret like this. His team had been scanning a strange star system for days. At first, everything looked normal. Then the ship picked up a signal weak, broken, and full of fear. Rian watched the strange waves on the screen. They were not random. They were not natural. Someone out there was trying to call for help. The signal repeated again and again, as if someone was too scared to stop. Lieutenant Mara stepped beside him. She was young, focused, and sharp-minded. "Commander, the signal is getting stronger," she said. "It is not noise. It is a coded message." Rian nodded slowly. "Translate it." The computers worked for several long seconds. Each second felt heavier than the last. When the translation finally appeared, the entire bridge went silent. The message was simple. "Do not trust the light. The slavers are coming." Mara stared at the screen, confused. Slavers. But the slaver empire was destroyed 100 years ago. Rian shook his head. "That is what history says. But this message, it sounds like someone is warning us." The crew exchanged nervous looks. Everyone had heard old stories about the slavers, an ancient alien empire that captured worlds, stole children, and worked entire planets to death. Humanity fought them in the past and believed they were gone forever. But legends never die easily. Rian asked his team to scan the area again. This time, the ship picked up something new. Behind the faint message was another layer of faint screams, heartbeat-like pulses, and the sound of chains clashing. Mara turned pale when she heard it. "Commander, this is real suffering. Someone is out there. Someone who does not have time left." Rian felt a chill run down his spine. The universe was big, but fear was always the same. He ordered the ship to follow the signal. Engines roared, and the Horizon's Echo moved deeper into the unknown. The deeper they went, the darker space became. Stars looked dim. The light around them felt wrong, almost like something was eating it. The crew grew more uneasy with each passing minute. They had never seen a place like this. After 2 hours, they found the source. A broken station floated in the dark silent, cracked and half destroyed. Parts of it were glowing with deep red embers, as if it had been attacked only hours ago. But the most disturbing thing was the shape burned into the station's metal walls. A circle wrapped in chains, the slaver emblem. Mara stepped back. "No, this cannot be real. They were destroyed. They cannot be back. They cannot." Rian felt the same fear, but he refused to let it control him. "Scan for survivors." The scanners beeped. "Commander, there is one life sign," the technician whispered. "Very weak." Inside the central chamber, Rian did not wait. He ordered a rescue team and personally joined them. They entered the station through a damaged airlock. The lights flickered. The walls were scratched. The air smelled like smoke and metal. Every sound echoed too loudly. It felt like a grave. They moved slowly, weapons ready. When they reached the central chamber, they saw the survivor, a thin, alien man chained to a wall. His skin was pale, his eyes empty, and he looked like he had not eaten in days. But when he saw the humans, a spark of hope appeared in his eyes. You answered." He whispered with a shaking voice, "Please, you must warn your people." Rian knelt beside him. "Tell us what happened. Who did this?" The alien trembled. His voice cracked as he spoke. "The slavers. They are not gone. They hid in the dark. Waiting, rebuilding." Tears rolled down his face. "They found our colony. Took everyone. Used us. Broke us. And now they are coming for you." Mara placed a hand on her mouth. "But why humans?" The alien's voice became even weaker. You, humans, have something they want. Something we all fear. You stand together. You never bend. And they cannot control you. So they want to destroy you. Rian felt anger burning in his chest. Humanity stood for freedom. They fought for every world that asked for help. The slaver's return meant millions of lives would suffer again. The alien grabbed Rian's arm with the last strength he had. Please, before I die, listen. There is something else. A truth hidden deep. Something you must see. Rian leaned closer. What truth? The alien whispered. They are not hunting worlds. They are hunting a name, a place. A secret only humans can uncover. Then the alien collapsed. His eyes slowly closed, and his last breath left his body. Mara wiped her eyes. Commander, what do we do now? Rian stood up slowly. We go back to Earth. We tell them everything. Humanity must learn the truth. But as they turned to leave, the station lights suddenly flickered, and a new signal appeared on their suits. Screens, a warning, a countdown, and a message written in slaver code. You should not have come. The team froze. The trap had already been set. Asterisk, the hidden signal spread across human space like a quiet storm, growing stronger with every passing hour. Engineers, soldiers, and scientists stopped whatever they were doing when they heard those voices. The recordings were short, shaky, and filled with fear. But the message inside them carried something far heavier than fear. It carried truth aboard the battleship Saul's Ember. Admiral Rowan stood in the command room with a deep frown. The signal kept repeating through the speaker's different voices. Different ages, different species all, saying the same thing. We are slaves. They took us. They took everything. Rowan had heard many things in his life, but this was different. The pain inside the voices was raw enough to make even a hardened commander pause. A young communication officer turned toward him. Sir, this is real. These people are alive, and they are begging for help. Rohan nodded slowly. Then we will answer. But even he knew it would not be simple. Slavers were ghosts silently moving in dark parts of the galaxy, hidden behind false borders and paid mercenaries. No one knew where exactly they operated. No one had proof. No one had ever caught them yet now. Humanity had a path, a small one, a weak one, but a path. The signal's origin pointed toward a lonely star system called Varellon 3, a place that had no official settlements, no trade routes, and no reason for anyone to visit. A perfect hiding place. The Saul's Ember began its jump sequence, preparing for warp travel. Lights flashed red. Engines roared with power. Crew members strapped themselves into chairs as they felt the deep bass tremor through the ship's hull. But before the jump completed, something unexpected happened. More voices came through the speakers. Please, if you can hear us, do not stop. They heard us when we speak. They will find you. They will kill you like they kill us. The officer lowered the audio slowly. Admiral, they think we are in danger. Rohan straightened his posture. Good. That means we are going the right way. For the first time, the crew felt a spark inside their hearts. A quiet spark called resolve. The jump tunnel opened like a tunnel of blue fire, and the ship vanished into it, on a small mining station orbiting Earth's moon. An old scientist named Dr. Mira Halen listened to the same signal. Unlike others, she did not focus on the words. She focused on the background. Every tiny crack, static wave, and faint echo, she replayed one segment again and again. Then she froze, behind the cries for help. Behind the fear, there was something else. A faint rhythmic sound so small that most people would never notice it. A metallic pulse. Almost like a machine, but not any machine she knew. It is not a distress signal, she whispered. It is a tracking signal. Her hands shook. The slaves were not only sending a message, the slavers were watching them. Every time they cried for help, a signal bounced through the same device the slavers used to track their location. Dr. Mira, rushed to activate the emergency communication line. She connected to the Sol's Ember just as they exited warp into the Vorlon system. "Admiral Rowan, must listen carefully," she said breathlessly. "The signal, it is a map. The slavers left it on their slaves, so they always know where they are." Rowan's eyes widened. "Then we can trace it back," she said. "But you must hurry, because if the slavers detect a foreign vessel near their territory, they will run, or worse, they will kill the prisoners to hide the truth." The room went silent. For the first time since the mission began, Rowan felt fear not for himself, but for the innocent lives depending on them. The navigation officer looked at him with worry. "Sir, the signal is weak, but readable. We can follow it." "Do it," Rowan ordered. The ship turned toward a dark region of the Systeman area with no sun, no planets, only drifting asteroids and cold silence. It felt like entering the mouth of a beast. Meanwhile, deep in the hidden slaver facility, a young alien boy named Corian sat inside a metal cage. His wrists were bruised. His voice was weak, but his heart still held a small hope. He remembered something his mother once told him. Humans do not look away. So every night, when the guards slept, he whispered into the tiny transmitter hidden under his clothes. It was the only thing left from his home. He whispered the truth. He did not know if anyone was listening. He did not know if humans even existed. But he hoped, when the guards found out he had been whispering again, they dragged him from the cage. But before they punished him, something unexpected happened. The ground shook. Lights flickered. Sirens screamed. Guards shouted in panic, and far above the metal ceiling, Corian heard something he had only heard in stories. A human engine. A roar unlike any machine in Slaver. Space. Corian's eyes filled with tears. "They came," he whispered. "They heard us." On board the Sol's Ember, Admiral Rowan stared at the massive hidden structure ahead. It was bigger than he imagined, almost like a city inside an asteroid. Hundreds of life signs pulsed on the scanner, and dozens of slaver ships were scrambling for defense. Rowan raised his hand. "All units, prepare for battle." This was no rescue mission anymore. This was the moment humanity made its choice, and the slavers were about to face their fate. Asterisk. The truth burned in the back of Captain Rion's mind long after the signal stopped. He kept seeing the frightened eyes of the young alien girl in the hologram, her hands shaking, her voice breaking as she repeated the same words again and again. "They took us. Humans are next. Please, someone hear me." That voice refused to leave him. Rion stood on the command deck of the Starship Horizon Spear, the soft blue lights reflecting off the steel floors. Every officer on the bridge moved with quiet tension because they all felt the same weight. The signal had not been random. It had not been a mistake. Someone far away had risked everything to warn humanity, and that someone was now gone. Rion watched the stars outside the viewport. The galaxy seemed calm, peaceful, almost gentle. But now he knew the truth. Somewhere out there, hiding behind that beautiful sky, was a race of slavers, strong enough to silence entire worlds. A race bold enough to target humans next. The thought made his jaw tighten. Lieutenant Mara, his communications officer, walked up beside him. "Captain, the data patterns are confirmed. The signal was real, and it is not old. It was sent only 3 days ago." Rion turned. 3 days. That means she might still be alive. Mara swallowed hard. Or already taken like the others. He did not respond. He did not have to. The silence between them carried all the answers. Behind them, the navigation officer, Leon, spoke with urgency. "Captain, I found something." He turned his screen toward Rion. "We traced the last direction of the signal. It came from a sector we have never charted before. Empty space on paper, but not empty," Rion said slowly. "No, sir," Leon replied. "It is their hiding place. The Slaver Network, a name whispered in old alien stories. A name that made even strong species turn quiet. No one believed they were real. No one thought they could survive in a war against modern civilizations. But now Rian knew they had survived, and they had grown bold. His ship waited for his order. Every officer looked at him with a mixture of fear and hope. If they turned back now, no one would blame them. No one would even know what they missed. Humanity would remain blind. The galaxy would remain silent, but Rian refused to walk away. He could not forget that terrified voice begging for help. He could not ignore the truth. "Prepare a course," he said. "We are going after them." The deck went still. Mara stared. "Sir, that space is uncharted." "We do not know what we are walking into," Rian nodded. "That is why we must go." The engines roared to life. The ship turned slowly toward the unknown. As the horizon spear jumped into faster-than-light travel, the calm blue of the bridge lights changed to stark white. The ship groaned under the pressure, then stabilized. The destination was hours away. The crew used that time to prepare. Rian walked through the corridors, watching his people. Engineers locked down the core. Soldiers checked their helmets and armor. Medics organized their kits. Even the ship's AI ran, silent scan of all defensive systems without being ordered. Everyone felt something big coming. Rian stopped at the glass, a wall overlooking the lower decks. He remembered his childhood when humans were still considered a weak young species in the galaxy. Back then, aliens had kept their distance. They believed humans were unpredictable, emotional, dangerous. Maybe they were right, but humans had something the slavers never understood. Something stronger than chains, stronger than fear. Humans fought hardest when someone innocent called for help. Hours passed. The ship dropped out of light speed with a sudden jolt. The view outside was dark, much darker than normal space. A thick red fog drifted between the stars like silent smoke. Leon's voice cracked. "Captain, this is not natural. This whole area is..." Dead. Rian approached the glass. The sector felt cursed. The air was heavy, even inside the ship. The scanners flickered. Something interfered with them. Mara gasped. "Sir, I am getting faint signals. Dozens of them." "No, hundreds." Her voice trembled. "These are distress calls, all from different species." Rian felt cold. How long had these signals been trapped here, unheard by anyone? How many cries had the galaxy ignored? Then something massive appeared on the radar. Not one ship, not a few, a fortress, a monstrous metallic structure the size of a moon floated in the distance, hidden behind the red clouds. Thousands of lights pulsed along its surface like the heartbeat of a sleeping beast. The Slaver Corps. Leon whispered, "Sir, we cannot fight that." Rian did not look away from the window. "We are not here to fight. We are here to see the truth." But the truth was already seeing them. A low alarm echoed across the bridge. Unidentified ships approaching. Mara shouted, "Fast." Rian narrowed his eyes. The slavers had seen the horizon spear, and they were coming. Dark silhouettes broke through the fog. Black, sharp-edged ships shaped like hooks and chains. Their engines burned with sickly green flames. They moved like predators, silent, controlled, merciless. Rian stepped forward. "All hands," he ordered calmly. "Battle positions." Every officer rushed into action, hands shaking not from fear, but from adrenaline. The slaver ships came closer, their weapons locking on for the first time. Rian saw the enemy with his own eyes. For the first time, humanity faced the truth directly, and he whispered under his breath words the slavers would never hear, but would soon understand. "You picked the wrong species." The battle had not started yet, but the fate of the slavers was already written. The moment the truth reached every corner of Earth, something changed in humanity. It was not fear. It was not shock. It was something far stronger: unity. For the first time in many years, humans stopped arguing. Nations forgot their rivalries. Leaders who refused to even share a table now shared information. Every city, every research base, and every orbital station moved as if they were one mind with one purpose. Because now they knew the truth: the slavers had not just kidnapped a few people, they had taken thousands. They had taken scientists, Farmers, teachers, children, elders, workers' people, from every walk of life. They had taken them to sell, to break, to experiment on, and to turn into property. Humanity had seen many wars before. They had survived world conflicts, famine, and disasters. But this was different. This time, the enemy was not on the other side of a border. This time, the enemy was among the stars, and humanity understood something simple. If they did not act now, the slavers would keep coming. Inside the United Earth Command Center, Commander Rhea stood at the front of the massive room. Her eyes were fixed on the data screens. Every second, new updates appeared, new coordinates, new ship sightings, new transmissions from the kidnapped humans. Some messages were only a few words long. Some were impossible to read without feeling pain, but each message had the same meaning: help us, save us. We believe in you, Rhea. Straightened her back. Activate the Vanguard fleet, she said calmly. The room became silent. The air grew heavy. Officers who had served their entire lives suddenly felt chills. The Vanguard fleet was not a normal fleet. It was a project humanity had kept hidden for decades, a response plan for an enemy that might come from beyond Earth. No one expected to use it so soon. Are we ready? Rhea asked. A young officer swallowed hard and nodded. Every ship is armed. Every pilot is ready. And every nation is contributing forces. Rhea allowed herself a small breath, then send the message. Across Earth, massive screens lit up. Every human, no matter where they lived, saw the same broadcast. Rhea appeared not angry, not emotional, but steady like a mountain. Humanity, she said, the truth is no longer hidden. Our people are taken. Our freedom is threatened. But hear this today, we rise together. Today, we answer the call. Her voice did not shake. We fight not for power, not for revenge. We fight for our own. No one enslaves a human, not anymore. The moment the speech ended, Earth erupted into action. Workers ran to factories. Scientists rushed to labs. Families hugged their loved ones, knowing the world had changed forever. Pilots suited up in advanced armor. Engineers loaded quantum railguns and plasma cannons onto ships. The sky filled with thunder as the first ships launched. The Vanguard fleet rose like giant silver arrows, glowing blue from new energy cores. Each ship was built with strange technology discovered decades ago, technology found buried deep beneath Antarctic ice, believed to be from an ancient alien civilization. Until now, humanity never had a reason to use it. Now they did. Rhea watched from the command room as the ships broke through the clouds. One after another, they vanished into orbit. The Earth trembled like a heartbeat next to her. Dr. Elian, one of the kidnapped humans finally rescued, stood quietly. His face was still bruised from the slavers' treatment. His voice was soft. They will not expect you to fight back, he said. Rhea nodded. Good surprise is our weapon. Dr. Elian placed a small device on the table. It was the same technology he had found inside the slavers' prison ship, the device that contained the truth. It had coordinates, maps, encrypted schedules of where the slavers held their human prisoners. He pointed at the largest cluster of red marks. This is their strongest market. Their ships gather here. Their leaders meet here. Their buyers come from across the galaxy. Rhea stared at the cluster. And this, she said, is where we will make our stand. Hours later, the Vanguard fleet jumped through the worm gate. Light twisted around them like liquid glass. The stars stretched into streaks. Then silence. And then the battlefield appeared. A massive ring-shaped space station floated in the void, surrounded by hundreds of slaver ships. Their hulls glowed sickly blue. Their engines pulsed like beating hearts. They were preparing for another trade, another sale, another crime, but not today. The slaver commander, a tall creature with pale gray skin and 4 mechanical arms, turned sharply as alarms screamed across the bridge. Unregistered fleet detected. Unknown technology. Armed ships approaching. The slaver commander stared at the incoming human fleet. Vessels with sharp angles. Vessels glowing with power they had never seen. Vessels born from unity, anger, and hope. What species dares enter our domain? The commander hissed. Then the message came through, calm, cold, impossible to misunderstand. This is humanity. Ria's voice echoed. We have come for our people. Slavers laughed at first, but the laughter died when the first human railgun fired. The shot did not roar. It did not blaze. It simply appeared a streak of light so fast it bent space. It passed straight through the first slaver battleship, then the second, then the third. Silence fell across the battlefield. Humanity had arrived. Humanity was not afraid. Humanity was done being hunted, and for the first time in their long history of cruelty, the slavers knew fear, because now they understood something they never expected. Humans fought for each other. Humans did not bow. Humans always fought back. And today, the slavers' fate was truly sealed.